If your helmet slides on super easy, it is not a good sign. Now, back when I was apparel and gear manager at Ducati New York and Triumph Brooklyn, I'd watch riders walk in every day, put on a helmet that was way too big, smile and say, "This feels perfect." And then they would ride out thinking they were protected. Some of those helmets would come straight off in a crash. So today I'm breaking down the 5 helmet mistakes I saw happen over and over again at the dealership, and how to fix them so your helmet actually does its job. Hi, I'm Mel from Cafe Racer New York City, and I help urban riders pick better gear, stay safer, and ride with confidence in real-world city conditions, not just on a spec sheet. If you ride in the city or you care about your gear actually working, hit like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, mistake number 1, if it goes on easy, it fits. No. It's too big. This was the number 1 mistake I saw. Someone walks in, grabs a helmet, slips it on with 0 resistance, and says, "Wow, this is so comfortable. I'm a large." And from across the counter, I of course already knew that's at least 1 size too big. New helmets should feel snug, not painful, but snug enough that you think, this is tighter than I expected. Your cheek should puff out a bit, and you should feel firm but even pressure all around. So here's the problem if it goes on easy. That comfort you feel on day 1 is what a worn-out helmet feels after a year or 2. You see, the padding breaks in. Your perfect loose fit turns into a wobbly mess. Here's a quick 3-step fit check. The side-to-side test. Move the helmet side to side. Your skin should move with it. If the helmet moves but your face doesn't, it's too big. The chin pull test. Try to pull the helmet down like this. It should stop above your eyebrows. If it rolls past down to your eyeballs, it's too big. The forehead and crown test. Run your fingers along the liner. You should feel consistent pressure. Gaps mean wrong size or wrong shape. At the dealership, riders fought me on this all the time. "No way, it's too tight, I'm a large." And then I tell them, wear it for a few minutes, and then 9 times out of 10, they'd actually say, "Okay, it feels good now." Most riders are 1 size smaller than they think. If it feels broken in on day 1, it'll be dangerously loose in a month. Alright, mistake number 2, only caring about the DOT sticker. It's a mistake of treating the sticker like a magic force field. In the United States, you'll see DOT, sometimes ECE, and even Snell. And people would always say, as long as it's DOT, it's safe, right? Not exactly. Here's a quick breakdown. DOT, minimum standard. ECE, structured European testing. Snell, voluntary and more rigorous of testing. But you don't have to memorize these tests. Just know, not all DOT helmets are equal. A $60 DOT helmet is not the same as a premium full face helmet with real engineering behind it. Now, a better way to think about this is simple. Decide what your head is worth. Pick a reputable brand. Choose something with DOT plus ECE or Snell. Then focus on fit, not the cheapest sticker on the shelf. Alright, mistake number 3, choosing style over how you actually ride. Now believe me, I love good looking gear, but in the city, it seems like people buy for the look, not how they actually ride. Now 2 classics from the dealership were the Racer Fantasy, someone who wants a top tier race helmet with a tiny eye port built for 150 mile/hour track riding. But their real riding is Brooklyn traffic, bridges, or maybe the occasional highway blast. They're not on a track. And here's another one that hits close to home, I guess. The Vintage Dream. A lot of Cafe Racer type of riders, including myself, like that clean 3/4 look. And yes, it looks great for photos. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I did it for DGR. But these type of riders, including myself, are sometimes commuting on highways, going as fast as 60 to 70 miles per hour. Not ideal. Here's how to choose right. City riders, big field of view, like this Bell Bullet. This makes it great for low speed venting, and it has easy visor use. Highway riders, you want stable aerodynamics, quieter interior, and good sealing to block wind and rain. Think of the showy RF 1400 or the Arai Regent X. I mean, you could still look awesome. Just make sure the helmet matches how you actually ride. Alright, mistake number 4, going cheap or used on the one thing that's protecting your brain. I mean, all the time I would see bikers say, "What's the cheapest helmet you got?" Or worse, "Yeah, bought a used one online. Can you check if it's okay?" Reality check. EPS foam is one impact only. If a helmet's been dropped, crashed, or abused, it may be compromised even if it looks fine. Padding also shapes for the first owner. Their perfect fit will be loose on you. And buying used is just gambling with your brain. You don't need the most expensive helmet, but you do need to buy new, buy from a real source, buy the right size and shape for your head. Save money on cosmetics, not safety. All right, mistake number 5, avoiding real world comfort and noise. Now, a helmet is not a hat that you test on in 5 seconds. I mean, I'd see riders put it on, look in the mirror, nod and say, "That feels good." And that's their entire test. Here's the right way. Wear it for 5 minutes or so, walk around, look up, look down, turn your head. Real pressure points take time to show up. Think about your environment. City riding, lots of stops, slow speeds. You need vents that work off the line, and a big eye port. Highway and bridges. You need a quiet helmet with good sealing. That way the wind blast doesn't exhaust you. And if your ears ring after every ride, your helmet's too noisy. And that's hearing damage over time. A quiet and comfortable helmet is actually one you'll wear every single ride. All right, here's a quick recap. Loose, easy on fit. Helmet is too big. Only caring about the DOT sticker, not real engineering. Choosing style over the way you actually ride. Going cheap or used on the only thing protecting your brain. Ignoring comfort and noise, which leads to fatigue and frustration. All right, if this made you rethink about your helmet, hit like so more riders see it, and subscribe to Cafe Racer New York City for more real world gear advice. Now, if you want to go deeper into helmets, check out these videos over here. That's it for now, guys. Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see ya.